Hey everyone, hope everything is going well. You guys and gals know that drill. Remember to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment down below. All right, so I'm over at cnbc.com, and this is going to be regarding SVB, Silicon Valley Bank, the bank that just went under just like that within a relatively short time. I'm shocked you could have a stock at 300 and it could go basically bankrupt just like that in a week. This is probably the one of the craziest things that I've seen. And I've seen a lot of crazy things out there. So let's look at this. Here's how the second biggest bank collapse in US history happened in just 48 hours. The company's downward spiral began late Wednesday when it surprised investors with news that it needed to raise $2.25 billion to shore up its balance sheet. This was a hysteria-induced bank run caused by venture capital. All told, customers withdrew a staggering $42 billion of deposits by the end of Thursday. That's crazy. Now, what's going to suck for people are those individuals trying to get their money out of that bank. Now, yeah, I get it. They do have, some securities, but, their cash balance is negative. So if you're looking at this and you're a business with them, and I read stories, horrible stories. There was this uh, female entrepreneur and her $10 million for her business was only at that bank. That's why you never keep your eggs, in one basket. You need to diversify. And unfortunately, she could not get the money out of that bank and go to a different bank. And ultimately, a lot of these clients that were able to get their money out, they went to JP Morgan, banks like that. But those companies, it's going to probably take time for them to recoup their cash. I mean, Roku, they lost 25% of their cash. That's insane. And I remember talking about these type of things, and people used to write me off. They used to say that I was crazy. And ultimately, I was just like 10 years earlier than, all of these things happening here in the US. And it will happen, in my opinion. It's going to be bail-ins. And I've talked about this, right? You could see my older videos. And what are bail-ins? It's a way to rescue failing banks by shifting some of the risk to creditors. When big banks in Cyprus were failing in 2013, a bail-in from bondholders, creditors, and uninsured depositors helped them keep afloat. Bail-ins differ from bailouts, in which the taxpayer who assumes some of the risk of the bank's outstanding debt. So basically, a similar situation happened in Cyprus, but it was much worse than this one bank. A lot of businesses lost cash. A lot of businesses actually, some unfortunately had to go bankrupt. And I always wondered, how would a situation like this happen in America on a large scale? Now, this is just one bank, okay? What if it's 25% of the banks that need bail-ins, where you need to bail the bank, but not by the taxpayer, but by the creditors, the bondholders, and basically depositors over, $250,000. But guess what? I saw a tweet that the FDI total bank deposits, US. Let's just take a look at that. What is it, like close to $14 trillion? And what amount does the FDIC have? I wanted to see what they have because there was a tweet about this. It was very, very interesting. I don't think it's 13.9 trillion. Or let's do FDIC SVB. All right, let's take a look at it right over here. I'll have to dig that tweet up. But I remember that they probably have what? Only a certain amount. It must be in the hundreds of billions of dollars. I'll maybe discuss this in a different video. But, just going back to some of what we're seeing. Okay, BlockFi has $227 million in Silicon Valley. And, it's their bankruptcy. USDC's reserves are at SVB 3.3 billion. Ouch. That's crazy. That's ultimately crazy. All right. There must be another. Yeah, this is quite interesting too. I remember reading something like this. According to the FDIC filing, which you can view at the time entering receivership, SVB had $209 billion in assets compared to $175 billion in total deposits. That's interesting, but you have to remember the lesson for this is fractional reserve lending. Fractional reserve lending, a lot of people don't know about, but it will teach people, especially people that lost their money with these banks. They're going to probably have to go to the Mises Institute and read about fractional reserve lending. And this is one of the risks. It doesn't matter if you have the FDIC because ultimately businesses have more than $250,000 in their bank account because they got to make payroll. So it's quite interesting. Roku will probably be okay, but those small businesses with millions of dollars in cash, man, that's gonna suck. It's gonna probably take time for them to get that money. And I remember the MF Global situation where some people took 5 years to get 80 cents on the dollar from my understanding. How long will it take these businesses? By that time, they'll probably be bankrupt, which is really sad to be honest with you. But anyways, make sure to find a bank if you're a business, that has a good balance sheet, good P&L, so you avoid this situation. Anyways, let me know what you think. Remember to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below. Thank you.